Is there a very real chance of this falling throughout this video? Definitely. What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with Paige, and today we're going to be doing a fucking mammoth unhaul. So for those that don't know, I don't unhaul books. I find it very hard to part with my beloveds. I feel like if I've read it, I have to show for it in some way, shape or form. And today I got the shits. And now we have 130 books to unhaul. So welcome. Go get a tea or a drink or probably a wine or some alcoholic beverage and strap yourselves in, because this is going to be a fucking long one. I will be going through these as fast as humanly possible. I really don't want to dwell on them much anymore. There are a few that I might be persuaded to keep, but the chances of that is quite small. Let's dive in. So the first stack are by She Who Must Not Be Named. We have the Adult Collection editions, Philosopher's Stone, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows. We have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Tales of Beat the Bard, Quidditch Through the Ages, So You Think You Know Harry Potter, and then books 1 through 4 of the Ravenclaw editions paperback, books 1 through 4 in the hardback Ravenclaw, and books 1 to 3 in this box set. She Must Not Be Named, I am keeping some, but I just don't want to support her. And Ash and I were talking about how we're already up to Half-Blood Prince, I think, in the Ravenclaw editions, and I just stopped. And so what the fuck does it matter? I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to support her. They can go. I don't need them. Also, this video has zero rhyme or reason to it, so yeah. Next up are a stack of books that I either hate or just don't want to support anymore. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. I'm finally getting rid of this. I will be recycling this book. Then we have J. Kristoff. So we know I'm not a fan, and I'm purging. I'm doing it. The only one I have left on my shelves is Deviate, which is the second in the Lifelike series. I didn't mind that series, so I'm going to finish off the trilogy. I will also be reading Aurora's End when that comes out, but I will be getting it through the library or some other way that I'm not fully supporting Jay. I don't want a physical copy. I hate the cover, I hate the title, I hate that it doesn't match. It shits me off profusely. And like, I genuinely don't care if my series don't match. Ash can attest to it. It pisses him off profusely that I do not care. But the way that it's supposed to be matching and then doesn't, that's frustrating. Nevernight's going. Lifelike's going. Dark Dawn's going. Aurora Burning's going. Aurora Rising's burning. Oop. Aurora Rising. Aurora Burning. Other things that I don't want to support. P.L. Travers, the entire box set of Mary Poppins. I can't do it. Also a singular edition of the first one. I bought this for my school library, and then no, fuck this shit. I hate this character. And I probably have actually DNF'd this series. I don't think I can bring myself to do it. If I will, it will be through a library or some other way. I don't need to own the books when they make me so mad just thinking about them. On to things I'm gifting to my friends. My friend Jacqueline has asked for Dogman for her school library, as well as The Binding by Bridget Collins. This is a beautiful first edition with deckled edges, and I love it. But we have Ash's copy in the exact same edition, and we also have the hardcover version because it's one of his favorite books, so I got him that. So we don't need two of the exact same book, but yeah. And then Cara has asked for Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods. I haven't actually read this, and I've read the series, but I'm not interested. I don't really care enough to read this. I'd rather continue on with the Heroes of Olympus series or whatever one comes next. And April has asked for My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Osvar Mosfeg. This was a weird book, and I think it was just a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I enjoyed it while I read it, but at the same time I'm like, did I though? So moving on. Then I have two arcs that I'm getting rid of. The first is The Family Next Door by Sally Hepburn. I just can't be fucked holding on to this. I'm not going to read it. I don't really give a shit. I got it when I was working at a bookstore and I no longer want it. The other is The Devil's Grip by Neil Drennan. I feel like Ash's work had 30 fucking copies of this, so they put them in a tub as a blind pick, and I pulled this out. I'm never going to read it. I don't give a shit. It can go. One double up, April sent me the hardcover version, so I will be getting rid of my normal version of Normal People by Sally Rooney. I adore this, I love it so much. I'm so happy to have a hardcover version, but I don't need two. I also have a hardcover version of In Pieces by Sally Field. I lent this out to my mum and well, I gave it to my mum and then saw the hardcover on sale, so I bought the hardcover, and then she gave this back to me, not realizing that she could keep it. She read it and enjoyed it. I still haven't read it, but I'll read the hardcover when I do, so don't need this. And similarly, Boy Swallows Universe by Trent Dalton. Ash has a copy. I don't need a copy. We're living together. It's all good in G, so yeah, this can go. Next up, we have The Lover's Dictionary by David Levithan. I fell in love with David Levithan's writing when I read Will Grayson, Boy Meets Boy, and the Everyday series, but I can't be fucked with this. Next up is The Gunslinger, The Dark Tower by Stephen King. This is the first in the series, I believe. I just can't be fucked. You will notice that I just hit a point of I don't fucking care. All of these current ones that I'm talking about, I have not read. Boy Who Lost His Face by Lois Saka. I believe this was the same author that did Holes, which I was interested in, so I thought this would be funny, so I picked it up. I really don't give two flying fucks, so yeah. Less by Andrew C. Greer. Sean Greer was LGBT, but I've heard it's also quite problematic, and I can't be fucked. Neverland by Margot McGovern. I've put this on so many TBRs. I've tried to read the first chapter like 5 times. It's an official DNF. I'm not doing it. I can't be fucked. It's stunning, but I don't want it on my shelves. I just get shitty every time I think of it. The Dangerous Art by Blending In by Angelo Semelis. I just don't care. I know that it was LGBT and I think I could really enjoy it. It is more of a hard-hitting one, but I can get it from the library if I do ever feel like picking it up. So one I've been keeping on my shelves for the longest time because it's like one of those books that you're supposed to read in your life, and that's We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. Yeah, Kevin murdered 7 of his fellow high school students, a cafeteria worker and a popular English teacher. I don't know. It's like the mom's reflection on how she fucked up, I think. And I just can't be fucked. It's a long book. It's very tiny text, and I don't care. Library if need be. Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, problematic. I've heard the Korean rap in this is absolutely shite and I shouldn't bother, so I'm not going to. In the Heart of the Sea by Nathaniel Pilbrick. This is the movie with Chris Hemsworth, yada yada, based apparently the true story that inspired Moby Dick. Don't really give a shit, only got it because the movie was coming out, and I don't even know why, because I have zero interest in the movie as well. You by Caroline Kepnes. I just can't be fucked. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. Again, library. Good segue for self-help thing. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I went through a phase. This was the thing that happened. I did read this. I enjoyed it at the time. I would not now. A Single Thread by Tracy Chevalier? I don't know. I believe my mum read this and I absolutely fucking hated the ending. I think it was this one. Yeah, I have no idea what it's about. And I don't think she liked the ending, so I'm not gonna keep it if I don't have to. Calypso by David Sedaris. I've kept this on my shelf for the longest time. I don't know why, but this cover just does things, and I picked this up at the book fair in 2018 and I have not read it. I keep looking at it going, I think I'm gonna like you, but I just can't be fucked. Raw by Cecilia Ahern. I picked this up for $5 from Dimmicks on a sale. I genuinely have no idea what it is, and when I first picked it up I thought it was a collection of stories by different women, but it's Cecilia Ahern writing 30 women, 30 different stories. Under the Dome by Stephen King. This one was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just can't be fucked. Scrublands by Chris Hammer. This has been pushed as the next best thing since Jane Harper. I fully disagree with that. I read it for my rural library book club and everyone seemed to love it. I fucking hated it. Oh, I didn't hate it, I just really didn't enjoy it. Essentially, Chris Hammer is how would you describe it? He's a current affairs journalist that's like really political and does a lot of international relations and things like that, and so he's a journalist for his trade. The protagonist in this is an amazing, prolific, fucking amazing political investigator, journalist. And so he goes to this buttfuck of nowhere town to look into a tragedy with his own demons. And it's like, dude, this is just self-insert, like, please stop. So yeah. The Book of Dreams by Nina George. I grabbed this in a bundle and I genuinely actually have no idea what it's about. I haven't even read the back, but I just can't be bothered, so it's gonna go. I really only grabbed it for the cover because I think this is stunning. Life on the Leash by Victoria Shade. I just can't be fucked reading it. Like, I'm good. Gold Frame Citrus by Claire Vaye Watkins. I picked this up in a competition that I won. It was in a stack of books. I'm never gonna read this. I can't be fucked. The Teacher's Secret by Suzanne Leal. Literally the only reason I was keeping this was because I was a teacher and like the little blurb thing is intriguing. But again, I really don't give a shit. If I think that I want to read this and that I remember that I had it, then I can get it from the library. Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. Lemiz retelling. Don't give two shits about that to begin with. Haven't read the original. I haven't seen the movie and I really don't care. And The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I picked this up for $1 because I needed to make $5 worth of books. It was $1 a book. And I thought it looked interesting, and I have heard some pretty good things of it since, but I just can't be fucked. Library. Sorry if there was an angle change. Stop filming after 25 minutes. So, continuing on. So I have 2 copies of Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. Neither of these I actually like the edition of. No more editions in my house, and I'm gonna go buy the Penguin English Library edition. If I Stay by Gail Foreman. Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. I've heard that he's done some pretty dodgy shit with her story and that she was not actually happy with the translation, and he's embellished things in a way that is not okay. So, we's getting rid of it. After Rain by William Trevor. No idea what this is about. Don't even know why I have it. Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I'm Accepting Defeat. This book has been haunting me for like the past 5 years. I've just wanted to read it and never picked it up. Or when I did, I literally got to the end of the prologue, so the start of the book, which is on page 6. Historical Crime Fiction, edited by Mike Ashley. I have no idea what this entails. I don't really give a shit about historical crime fiction. The Hunger Pains by the Harvard Lampoon. I sort of want to read this very, very quickly just so I can say that I've read it, but honestly, I don't give 2 shits. Fairest by Gail Carson Levine. I read Ella Enchanted, really loved it, wanted to pick this up. Now can't be fucked. Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. I got this in a collection, like one of my Turbo Speed hauls. I didn't actually want this. The book that I did want, House Moving Castle, she never actually gave to me. So, still don't have that. Have this instead. This can go. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee. I thought this was a book by Virginia Woolf, not a play. So yeah, this can go. Empire of Ivory and Victory of Eagles by Naomi Novik. Shall We Dance by Maggie Alderson. I really like the sound of this, but I can't be fucked. I don't really do women's literary fic. I just can't be fucked. And Inferno by Dan Brown. And this is going to lead into my next segment, which is a book series that are completely matching. So if you see one that you want for your collection because it's the editions you are collecting and you want to pay for shipping, hit me up. So I have 2 editions of Digital Fortress. I have Deception Point and The Lost Symbol. The other series, I've got the matching sets. So I no longer need this edition of Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Hannibal Rising. Can we tell I have a problem? It causes Ash physical pain. I don't really care, but if I decide that I actually really like it and want to continue on, I'd like to have matching sets. Mostly so Ash doesn't have an aneurysm every time he looks at my shelves. And then I have this version of Game of Thrones that is so beat up, it's not even funny. I have no idea where this came from, and I have no idea where the matching Game of Thrones actually should be, because I bought a box set with the first one in it, and I have no idea where it is. I know I read this back in the day. Alrighty, so on to my, essentially what was my teaching library. I don't feel confident enough to go back into the classroom to be a teacher. So yeah, I might work in a school library, I might work in a public library, but if I work in a school library, I can order these books in if I do want them on the shelves. I don't need to be using my own home stock. So I have Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Percy Jackson's and the Titan's Curse, and Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth. Again, all in non-matching editions. I have a box set. I don't need these. The Girl Who Fell Beneath Fairyland and Led the Revels There by Catherine M. Valente. And number 9 in How to Train Your Dragon, How to Steal a Dragon's Sword by Cressida Cowell. Again, I'll just get them out from the library. I do want to continue on with the series, but I don't need to be collecting them all. Also, I have the movie edition for the first one, so it's like, if I'm going to get them, I will get a box set. The 13 Story Treehouse, 52, 65, and 104, all by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. Wonder by R.J. Palicio, I already have a copy, don't need 2. Books 1 and 3 in the Word Hunters series, so The Curious Dictionary and War of the Word Hunters by Nick Earls and Terry Whitbourne. Seems an interesting premise, I'm just not going to. This is an autographed copy. Here in the Real World by Sarah Pennypacker. I was going to read this for the Leave-a-thon, I think, and I never got around to it, and I don't think I will. I know it was recommended by someone, but again, I just can't be bothered. So that was my stamp. Anyway, the next one is Mr. Bambuckle's Remarkables by Tim Harris. The fact that I can't even fucking say the title says a lot. Also, I just don't care. This was for the library. That was fine. The Adventures of Super Diaper Baby, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, The Complete Season 1. I got this for student to have a look through because I wanted to get him engaged with reading, but it's mostly just illustrations and stuff from the first season. I'm happy to keep it on the shelves, but at the same time, if I'm not going back in a library, why do I need to keep it? An Older Kind of Magic by Patricia Wrightson. No idea what this is about. The Mistress of All Evil by Serena Valentino. Again, when to read this, just, I can't be fucked. Then I have Mitchell Stark's Mighty Mitch, Aussie versus England, Game On, and Hauser Heroes. Again, trying to get my boys invested in reading. So using what they were interested in. Don't need to hold on to them. I Hate Books by Kate Walker. I saw this for like, I think it was actually free. And like just a little stand, and I thought it was ironic because it's a book about hating books. And then I have Wildwood, written by Colin Malloy with illustrations by Carson Ellis, and Wildwood Imperium. We're down to the final stack. These are all books that I have read and I don't need or don't want. The first being Shell by Christina Olsen. This is following a lady during the time of The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. The more I think on this, the more I don't like it. I love this edition. I think it's fun. Absolutely stunning, but do I need to hold on to it when I really don't have any positive memories associated with this? And the one that's gonna really hurt my soul, I spent $80 fucking on this. $80 fucking. This is the Owl Crate exclusive edition. I'm so mad. This is gonna go. I spent a lot of money on this, too much money. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, and like, I didn't even read this edition. I listened to the audiobook because I couldn't get through it physically. I really enjoy the Ark of the Scythe series, but I just, every time I look at this, I get so mad at how much money I spent, and the fact that I shook up my series just so I could get a special edition when I was more than happy waiting for the paperback. But I was like, no, I'm gonna love it so much. I'm going to buy the paperback version so it will match the rest of my series, and then that can just, because I want to support Schusterman as an author. I think it's fantastic. I'm just disappointed in how this ending went. So I'm fine giving him more money. It's just like, cool. Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Laura Miracle. I only really enjoyed Maureen Johnson's story. Yeah. John Green's was okay. Laura Miracle, I decided I don't particularly like as an author. That's fine. Don't need to hold on to this. Only kept it so I could read it around Christmas. Did that. Can move on. Name of the Wind by Pat Rothfuss. Don't need this edition. Ash has the exact same one at his. He also now has the 10th anniversary edition?
The 10th anniversary hardcover and the...
I don't know the special like round, but essentially I went to get him the 10th anniversary because I knew that it's his favorite book of all time, and then realized that wasn't going to come for Christmas, so then I ordered him Wise Man's Fear and Name of the Wind in a different edition. So he technically has 3 editions, and then we had this. Is unnecessary. Quit Like a Woman by Holly Whitaker. This is promoted as like a study more into drinking culture, and that's not really true. It's following her as she tries to recover from an alcohol addiction and doesn't like AA because it's aimed towards men and it's patriarchal and archaic and didn't work for her. So then she goes off on a long fucking tangent about how it's not actually that great and we can do better, but then does a lot of bad points, like just fucking random shit that really doesn't matter. More Happy Than Not and History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I enjoyed these. More Happy Than Not, definitely more than History. I really don't like History, but it was like okay, but it wasn't bad. Oh, and also What If It's Us by him and Becky Albertelli. I don't need these. I don't want them, so they can go. Counting by Sevens by Holly Goldberg Sloan. Was just very underwhelmed with this. I thought it could have done what it wanted to do better, like that sentence. I understood where it was trying to go. Didn't quite reach the mark. Fuck, I'm giving up on words. The Beast Within, again, by Serena Valentino. Really enjoyed it when I read it, just don't give a shit. Monkey Grip by Helena Garner. This is following a girl in a relationship with a junkie. I'm actually kind of not pro-drugs, especially junkies, so yeah, I really didn't like this. I thought that it was a really toxic and abusive relationship, but didn't actually handle it well. What I Like About Me by Gina Guillemini. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so really enjoyed this when I read it. Cute, fluffy, absolute palette cleanser when I needed it. Not gonna reread it, don't really care. Can continue on. The Boy at the Back of the Class by Anjali Ruff. Picked this up at Gavin's recommendation. Has come to light that this author is actually transphobic and we don't want to support that. So as much as the messages within this story were brilliant, I just don't want it on my shelf. Other Earth by Jason Segel and Custom Miller. Really enjoyed the first one. The rest of the series was a letdown. And the last book, A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline Engel. Not a fan of this cover. Can get it from the library if I want to continue on with the quartet or sextet. I don't know what it is. Enjoyed it when I read it. I just don't give a fuck. Ma'ams, I am not holding that up for a thumbnail. No, we did that last time with 20 books and I died. We are not doing this with 130. So, I did an unhaul. That was kind of massive. What the fuck? Who am I as a person? Am I questioning every decision I've ever made? Yes. Is that okay? Probably not. Ash, are you proud of me?
I am proud of you.
You sure?
Like, think about it. When we move, that's 100 and however many books you won't have to pack in the boxes.
I just wish I did this before we fucking moved the first time.
I said nothing.
This used to be completely stacked up to the top. Here was completely full. And I haven't rejigged it yet. That's a job for another day. But I'm really proud of that. And there's still more that I could get rid of, but we're sort of sitting on them, just waiting. So I have the confidence to unhaul in the future because I've gotten over my mental hurdles of I've spent money on this, so I can't get rid of it. I need to use this in a video. Bitch, you have photos. And 3, I have to own every book that I've read. Because I don't. Like, why would I do that to myself? So, also, forgot, I'm semi-unhauling them, but more they're transferring to Ash's shelves because I'm not prepared to get rid of them just yet. He's interested in them, but if he doesn't like them, then they will be unhauled. We have The Book of Lives and The Book from Bait and Dark by James Maloney. This is the first and third. What is with me getting the first and thirds in series, honestly? But ones that I was closer to unhauling than not. Temeraire by Naomi Novik. The Doors of Perception and Heaven and Hell by Aldous Huxley. I've had this, I'm like interested but also very not, and so here we are. I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes. Honestly, I just don't do thrillers. Ash could see my hesitation of wanting to unhaul it but not wanting to unhaul it, so he's like, I'll just put it on my shelves, and I'm like, I feel better. The Style of Sea by Erin Morgenstern. The more I think about it, the less I like it, but Ash, his eye keeps being drawn to it, so he's happy to give it a go. Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. I genuinely think that Ash will adore this. It's Pokemon mixed with Avatar, the Last Airbender, so like I want him to try it, but Paul Kruger also very problematic, so if he likes it, cool, we'll keep it, just not promote it, but if he doesn't like it, then we'll just unhaul it. Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I never got around to reading this. It was just sitting on my shelves, and every time I looked at it, I was just like, why do I have you? I've heard not great things. I can't be fucked. Ash is willing to give it a go for me. So, The Wind-Up Girl by Paolo Bagalupi. Sci-fi. It's a thing. The Old Man and the Sea. Read it. Didn't really know what the fuck was happening with it. It's short. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I enjoyed this. Wasn't in love with it. The Ocean at the End of the Lane, I actually really felt quite uncomfortable reading this. I don't understand what the fuck I read. I know it's one of my best friend's favorites, and I'm sosmaz if you're watching this, but it's just, it wasn't my cup of tea. So those are now on Ash's shelves. He has like multiple spots that he can keep books in if he so desires. They're the ones that he selected off my shelves. This has been a mammoth task. If you've made it to the end of this, let me know in the comments. How do you feel about unhauling? Are you proud of me? Because if you've been here since August, you'll know my thoughts and takes on unhauling. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, and occasionally this mess that's surrounding me, feel free to subscribe. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!